Charlie, we're up. Okay, I think with this type of content, like what you've got to keep in mind is probably what you modeled this off is a very high level of cinematic viral content. And if you're going to try and compete with that, you're going to have to up sort of the shot selection that you use, which I think is pretty good. But yeah, just keep in mind that like this style of content is going viral probably because of the shot selection, probably because of the video editing in post, and it's just important to remember that, like, why is a piece of content going viral? Like, the idea here is like very simple of this like rinse and repeat. And I think you've done a pretty good job of replicating it, but you're going down the track of like, this is going to be a very cinematic style of content. And yes, it can be useful sometimes, but I guess what I'm big on is like the idea trumps everything else. So for me, like, you need a very high level of cinematic content if the idea is pretty weak. So for this, repetition equals results, I'd be looking at this idea and be like, okay, how can you speak on that? That's going to give some value. So if you're a runner, you could be like, repetition equals results. No one enjoys their first run. No one's great when they start. And you could have this through like a very simple visual or verbal storytelling. Maybe it shows your own journey of what your first run looked like compared to now, of like how you need to take that first step to then climb the mountain. I think it's more connecting the idea and being like, how could I tell this idea in my own unique way? For me, this feels like you've probably seen the cinematic content and then created something very, very similar, which is fine if that's sort of the way you want to go down, if you've got a passion for videography, for cinematic content. But I think come back to the idea and be like, how could you deliver some value for this? If you're not going to do it here in the video, then I'd want a really value-packed caption. It'd be very easy just to caption this like, I don't know, repetition equals results. It's like, give them something more, give them some value, give them some knowledge of where you're coming at this from. If it's to do with running, talk about your own running journey. Talk about how in the beginning, you don't see the progress, you don't see the results, and that compounds with the consistency over time.